Hey sis, what is your deal, huh? Seriously, what is the big idea here? Why in the world are you here for me introducing my fiance's family to our family? What game are you trying to play here, huh? Carmen, what on earth are you talking about? You just said you brought over Tony's family to meet our family. You realize that includes me too, right? Besides, if anything, I should be the one asking you what you were trying to pull. I had to hear about this happening from Mom. I almost wasn't able to make it here to meet Tony's parents. Duh. That was kind of the whole point of not telling you to begin with. But I don't get it. I mean, I was so shocked when Mom called me over on the phone to ask me what time I'd be coming over. I told her that I had no idea what she was talking about, and she had to explain to me everything that was going on. I didn't even know what restaurant we were all going to be meeting at. I still can't believe that Mom just had to go out and run her mouth to you. She had no right to tell you that was going on. I was doing so well at making sure you didn't know this was going to be happening, too. But I still don't understand why you wouldn't want me there to meet the family that you're about to marry into. I mean, the rest of the family is all there with you, right? I didn't want you there because I didn't want to suffer the humiliation of having to introduce you as my sister. Surely you could have guessed that much. Oh, wait, what? What is that supposed to mean? You don't really mean that, do you? Of course I do. Just think about it. I went to an Ivy League school and graduated with honors. Tony also went to an amazing school and works for a huge company now. You really think I was ever going to let you go anywhere near my elite fiancé? You didn't even graduate high school. You had to go back to get your GED, and now you just run your sad little shop. Are you kidding me? Did you really think that that's all I've done with my life? Oh, please. I know you try to hide from everyone how sad and pathetic your life really is, but it's high time someone breaks you out of the fantasy world you're living in. That's why you need to learn your place and know that I'm not going to let you near my man. Are you telling me that you're really too embarrassed to have me meet your future in-laws and even your fiancé all because I didn't go to college? You know the whole reason I had to drop out of high school in the first place was because of the horrible car accident I was in. I had to go through months and months of PT and just didn't have the time or energy to put into going to school. But I worked hard after my recovery to be able to go back to school and finish my GED. Well, I'm glad that you're proud of all that, but to me, it's just a big blemish on our family's history. And the fact of the matter is that you still only have your GED. You're nothing. Do you understand that? How can you say that about your own sister? I really just don't get you. Well, it's the truth, so that's all there is to it. Besides, it's clear to me that you were just trying to flirt with my fiancé and steal him from me. You really don't think that that's what was happening, do you? We were just having a friendly conversation about what I do for a living. Tony seems to think it was interesting that I made my living growing and selling my own produce through my cafe. That's all we were talking about. I seriously don't even know why I bother with some poorly educated little nobody like you. You always ruin everything. And who cares about some idiot playing pretend in a cafe? You really think that that's going to last longer than a couple more years? Your business is going to fail and you're going to have nothing to show for your sad, pathetic life. I really wouldn't be so sure about that if I were you. I'll have you know I'm working hard every day to make my cafe succeed. I don't really care at all what you're doing. Just don't try and do anything for attention around my fiancé ever again. It's embarrassing enough just being your sister, but if you're going to try and interfere with my life, then I'm going to make you pay.
Kim, I just wanted to say how great it was getting to meet you today. I was really looking forward to meeting Carmen's family, and I'm glad that you were there. Thank you so much for being so welcoming into your family and home. My parents and I really appreciated it.
Of course, we were all excited to meet the man who was going to be marrying my sister. So I hope that we all have the opportunity to see more of each other in the future. But I guess the next time that's going to happen will be the wedding, so I'll see you then.
Wait. Sorry. There's actually something I wanted to ask you about, if that's alright. You said that your cafe was closed for the day, right? I was just wondering if we wouldn't be able to continue our conversation from earlier for a bit.
I'm sorry, what do you mean by that? I don't quite follow.
Well, you see, I went to an agricultural college, so I just really enjoy talking about farming, especially with other people in the industry. In fact, even my parents' house has a little mini garden where we experiment growing different kinds of crops or things.
Oh, really? Well, I guess that certainly explains why you were so interested in what I do for a living.
And since I live in the city now, I don't have nearly as much as I did back home to be able to grow things. So talking to you was the first time I'd gotten to talk about that kind of thing in a long time. Besides, I just think it's so amazing that you grow your own food and incorporate that into your cafe business. To be honest with you, it's always been a dream of mine to do something like that. So anyways, I just wanted to say once again that I'm happy to have gotten to meet you today. And if it's okay, I'd love to see your garden and cafe one day.
Well, by all means, feel free to stop by while I'm open and I'll arrange a tour for you. In fact, I have a spare corner in my garden that's not really being used. You could grow something there if you wanted.
Wait, really? Do you mean that? That would be amazing. I hope I'm not being forward in saying that I would love for a chance to do that.
Well, as long as you take care of that bit of land and don't make it something I have to look after, it's all yours.
I don't even know what to say. It's been so long since I last got to garden. This is really amazing. I have to say, I'm really quite surprised by you. Carmen told me you two don't get along so well. So this whole time I was expecting you to be some kind of cruel, cold ice queen. But you're just a warm, kind-hearted person with a green thumb.
I really think you're being too kind with that description, but I appreciate it nonetheless.
Wait a second, I got it. What if we hired you to cater a wedding? We would love to have some of your cooking there for everyone.
You want my cafe to cater your wedding with my sister?
Of course. We've already started the plans for the wedding and everything like that, so I know I'm not giving you a lot of time. But even just a simple menu would be amazing. I just think that would be a really special way to feed everyone on the big day.
Wow, Tony, I don't know what to say except that I'm honored that you would ask this of me. But what makes you so sure that my cafe's food is even good enough for all of your guests?
Well, it's just that my parents are going to be there at the wedding, of course, and as you might have noticed, they are getting quite old. Both of them actually have trouble even chewing meat now, so knowing that you have a whole vegetable garden and a menu full of good options in your cafe, I'm sure you're the right choice.
I see. Well, okay then, if you're really sure about this.
Not only that, but I always find wedding food to be so heavy, and I think having more veggies will make everyone feel better and prevent anyone from getting too sleepy. Besides, I have a couple modeling friends who I'm inviting, and they have been bugging me a lot about the menu. So this is also a way to address some of their worries.
I see. Well, I suppose people are wanting to eat more vegetables for all kinds of reasons these days. But anyways, if you're sure you'd like to hire my cafe, we'd be honored to cater your wedding.
Well, thank you so much. I'm so happy that we got to meet each other. This is going to be perfect.
And I'll spend some time thinking of a menu worthy of a wedding. Thank you so much for giving me something to do in my sister's wedding.
No. We're the ones who should be thanking you for being an option.
Of course, but I think it might be best if we keep my involvement a secret from Carmen. I just don't think this would go well if she found out beforehand.
Wait, what? You mean you don't want me to tell my sister that you're catering our wedding?
Well, it's like you said, Carmen and I don't really get along all that well, right? So I think that's why she shouldn't know my role in this. Just tell her you found some standard catering company and leave it at that.
Well, I suppose you would know how your sister would react better than I would. And who knows? Maybe the surprise might help push you two closer.
Yeah, I guess we'll see about that. But anyway, I'll help you out just as long as we keep it a secret of my sister.
Well, okay then. If those are your conditions, then I'll keep my mouth shut. If you just wouldn't mind sending over your menu ideas and rough budgets for them all, that would be great. I can't wait to see the finished product.
Hey, Carmen, what is your deal? Let me back inside, now! Why did you kick me out of your own wedding? What is the matter with you? I was only kicking you out for your own good, you know. Don't you realize that a lowlife like you doesn't belong among all of these successful people? But you were the one that sent me the invitation to be here in the first place. The only reason I sent you an invitation was because I didn't want to hear any crap about not doing so from Mom and Dad. But you should have known that I didn't really want you here. Besides, how can you even afford to take a day off work to come here? I thought you could never take a day off from your cafe. You better run back to your shop and make sure you're not already bankrupt. I'd hate for you to get back just in time for there to be nothing left standing because the bank took their land back. I'll have you know that my cafe is not nearly as small of an operation as you think it is. And I would be more than fine to close the business for a day now and then. So can you please just let me back inside? Oh man, it really is just sad how hard you're trying to prove yourself right now. There's no way I'm ever going to believe that your business is anything but some rinky-dink little business that's on the verge of collapse. You really need to get a grip and realize you're nothing compared to some of the people here at my wedding. Of any, just look at the time. What in the world are we even talking about right now, Carmen? I mean, what are you even doing here this early? The guests for the wedding aren't supposed to show up for another 3 hours or so. Don't tell me that you're actually so stupid that you don't even know how to tell the time. I came here at this time because I have things to get ready, if you must know. And just what is it that you have to get ready, huh? Did you need to try and practice fitting in with all the amazing people who are going to be here? Well, don't bother because I don't want you here anyways, so just go back home and never come back. You really have no idea what you're talking about right now, do you? I know that I've kicked you out and that's enough. There's no place for you here, so why don't you just turn around and let me get married in peace? Just go back to your stupid little cafe and keep it running so you can put it off the inevitable. I'm telling you that I can't just go back to my cafe today. I came here for your wedding and I'm going to see it through. Am I supposed to find that kind of language kind? Or comforting? I'm telling you that I don't want you here, so why don't you just beat it? You really mean it. You really want me to just turn around and leave. Let me break this down for you, but Tony and I went to amazing schools. Everyone who is coming to this wedding are also all of the upper crust of our society and top people in their field. There simply isn't room for a poor little nobody like you to just hang in here. So I don't care what excuses you have to stay longer, but you're simply not wanted. I don't get why you're always putting me down just because I didn't go to college. Aren't you proud of me as a sister for achieving all I have in spite of what I've been through? I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, if all you've done is open up some crappy little cafe, it would just be insulting to you if I'd pretended like I was impressed. Especially when your business just isn't going to last all that long anyways. Speaking of, you should really get back to work now, don't you think? Are you really sure you want me to leave then? How many times are you going to make me repeat myself? Yes, I want you to leave. Go! It really isn't that hard. Just go back to your crappy little cafe to make your crappy little food and serve it to your crappy customers. I see. Well, okay, I can do that, but your guests are going to have to be satisfied with just water then. What are you going on about? I mean that if you want me to go home, then I will, but just make sure to apologize to all your guests. Hey there, Tony. I'm really sorry about this, but I wasn't able to prepare any food for the wedding today. I've got some juice prepared, but you might have to cut them with water to make sure that they last the whole wedding.
Wait, what? Are you serious? What do you mean? What happened?
Well, I was just locked out of the venue and then ordered to go home by Carmen. She told me I didn't belong at the wedding because I'm poor and told me to go back to my cafe.
Are you kidding me? Did she really say that?
She really did. And to think that I was going to write all of this food off. I was going to take on this catering job as a wedding gift to you both, but she turned me away.
Well, hold on a second. I'll deal with this.
Why didn't you tell me you were catering my wedding? I didn't know that Tony hired you for that. Well, it's true, and it's why I was at the wedding venue so early. I'd been preparing for this all week, but then you told me to turn around and go home. Well, that's before I knew what was going on. You have to get back here right now. Everyone's about to arrive and there's nothing for anyone to eat. Sorry, but I've already returned to my cafe to do my job like you said. Well, I'm telling you something different now, so hurry up and get back or else I'm gonna flood your shop with negative reviews. For doing what? Following your orders and turning around? You were the one who canceled my services at the last minute. But you don't understand. You need to get back here right now. Tony is saying that if you don't come back, he won't marry me. Wait, now he's saying that the wedding is off anyways. How did all of this happen so quickly? Why would you ruin my wedding like this? I didn't do anything to ruin your wedding. It's not my fault if your husband didn't know the kind of person you really were. But, I mean, I don't get it. Why would he be taking your side in this? He's not really going to just leave me just because I made fun of your lame job, is he? I think that if you don't know the answer to that question, then you really don't know your fiancé that well at all. I don't know what's going to happen next, but it sounds to me like you two have a lot of talking to do. Just leave me out of it. After that, I heard from Tony that he called the wedding off for the way that Carmen treated me in my job, after explaining the situation to his family, who were all sympathetic towards me and were actually looking forward to talking. They all understood and agreed with his decision. I also explained to my parents the kinds of things that Carmen had been saying about me and how Tony came to find out about all of that. Carmen begged Tony to get back with her, but he refused, after knowing how she felt about small business owners and agriculture workers. A group Tony was quite close with and connected with, he knew he could never be with her. After Tony canceled the wedding, I told him to bring his half of the wedding party to my cafe to enjoy all the food that was meant to serve at his wedding. I met many people who were interested in what I was doing, and my business really began to pick up through their word of mouth. Although my sister might not have gotten married, at least I made a great new friend and many important business connections.
Seriously? The wedding was so much fun! That was the best day of my life! All the attention was on me for the entire day. It was awesome! Now I'm finally the president's wife, just as I've always dreamed. But I never imagined that your husband, Nate, would be working at Carl's company. What a small world! During the wedding, I noticed Nate was chatting way too closely with Carl and the people from our company. So I asked Carl what was going on. Then he told me Nate was an employee at his company, and I was totally surprised. Congratulations once again on your marriage, Bella. As expected, the wedding was truly luxurious. It was beautiful. Right? It's all thanks to my husband, Carl. Well, I'm beautiful, so he married me because of that, you know? Maybe I should thank my own beauty. Yeah, maybe. So Carl didn't tell you that my husband works at the same company. I knew about it because Nate told me in advance. I mean, it's not like your husband is worth talking about, right? That's rude. Poor Nate. It's going to become even more difficult for him to work. Why's that? Well, Carl is married to the eldest daughter, which is me. So naturally, Carl has a higher status compared to Nate. Even at work, they're not on the same position. To be honest, I feel bad for you that your husband is in a lower position. Hey, just because someone's born first among siblings doesn't mean they're superior or anything. Even in a company, a president should always think about the employees. I don't think they should ever act arrogant or consider themselves superior, you know? Referring to yourself as the president's wife and acting all high and mighty, it's like you're trying to act like a queen or something. It's important to stay humble, otherwise karma might catch up with you. Hey, don't talk back to me like that, you loser. Sure, you might excel in studying, but you seem to lack common sense. No matter how intelligent you are, failing in marriage can lead to a miserable life. Wow, you're going too far. You can say whatever you want about me, but don't you dare disrespect my husband. I love my husband, and I've never considered him a failure. I won't forgive you if you ever say that again. Whatever. I just don't get it, you know? I guess love makes you blind. In the end, you can't do anything in this world without money. That's why I aim to marry a company president. Surprisingly, it turned out well. From now on, you have to do everything I say. Why should I? Why not? I'm the wife of the president. I can fire your husband with just one word from me. I don't think you have that kind of authority just because you're the president's wife. Of course I have that power. My husband is head over heels for me, you know? If I wanted someone fired, he'd jump to do it without hesitation. Remember at our wedding? There was this rude employee of his. I just mentioned that the guy annoyed me, and guess what? He said if I didn't like him, he would fire him immediately. No way. That's why it's wise for you both not to cross me. Get it? We hold the upper hand, and you're beneath us. Keep that in mind. Is that clear? Oh God. My name is Riley. My sister Bella recently got married to a company president. It seems she's completely gotten carried away by becoming the president's wife, which was her long-awaited dream. And as it turns out, her husband is the president of the company where my husband works. My sister has been looking down on my husband and me even more than before, acting like some kind of queen. It's bothering me a lot. However, my sister doesn't know the truth. I don't see her being the president's wife for long. She doesn't know the truth about my husband, the guy she's been disrespecting. I've been keeping it a secret, so it's no surprise she doesn't know. I'm sure she'll find out soon, but for now, I'll keep it quiet a little longer.
Hey, honey, I've got some good news. I might have about 10 days off. I couldn't wait to tell you until I got home.
Oh, that's nice. You've been so busy lately. We haven't even taken a trip since we got married.
Yeah, I know. I've been buried in work. Sorry about that.
Oh, no need to apologize, honey.
But I feel bad we never had a proper honeymoon. How about we plan an overseas trip? Even my dad suggested it. He thinks we should go on a honeymoon. You've always wanted that, right? Remember when I mentioned that my job for the current company is ending soon? I thought now was the perfect time to take a break before diving back into work at headquarters. Turns out, Dad was thinking the same thing.
He's really sweet, isn't he? I think it's a fantastic idea. Let's go overseas.
Let's do it. I'm cool with wherever you want to go, honey. Just tell me your pick. You know, I'm really grateful for you. You quit your job to take care of everything at home, and I appreciate it more than you know. You're always there for me, no matter what. I love you so much.
Oh, honey, I love you more. Thank you for working so hard every day. I can't wait to go on a trip with you. I'll finish up things at home quickly today and start searching for a trip.
All right, that sounds good. I think I'll be able to come home early today so we can talk more later.
Okay, see you soon. Guess what I heard from my husband? Nate is getting transferred in March. Oh my God. Did he mess up at his job or something? That's so pathetic. This is what happens when you don't choose the right husband like me. But you know what? I can change your husband's fate if you will do whatever I ask you. What do you mean? I told you before, didn't I? My husband will do whatever I say. So if I ask my husband not to transfer Nate, he can stay at my husband's company office. So there's this famous cake that I really want. It's in the neighboring town, but apparently there's a 2-hour queue. Since you're just a housewife with nothing to do, can you go buy it and bring it to me? What? No, I'm not gonna do that for you. Aren't you a housewife too? I'm the president's wife. There's no way I'm going to stand in line for that. Standing in line and all that suits you, a commoner. No, I won't do that. What? Who do you think you are? You better not disobey me, the president's wife. If you disobey me, it won't just end with a transfer, okay? I can fire your husband anytime. Listen, you're the one who'll regret saying things like that to me. I'm warning you. What? Why would I regret it? Aw, you really don't know anything. Poor you. What do you mean I don't know? Anyway, I don't have time for this. I have to go. Hey, we're not done talking yet. Don't you dare talk to me like that. I'm not going to let you get away with it. Riley, why is your husband taking time off starting today? Just because he's getting transferred next month doesn't mean he's done with our company for this month. He should be working. Hello? Are you reading this? What the hell are you guys up to? I tried to give you a chance the other day, but you never listened to what I say. I'm the president's wife. Do you understand what happens if you disobey me? Can you stop persistently contacting me? Then you should reply to me immediately. Did you call me just to say that you can fire my husband anytime? I'm tired of hearing that. So, you know what's gonna happen. Then you should do whatever I said. I'm sorry, but we're in Maldives. He properly requested to take a leave today. It's his legitimate right to do so. What? Maldives? I asked my husband just now, and he says he didn't know anything about it. See? Your husband didn't get the president's permission. Seriously? Your husband is fired this time. Fired. Listen, if you're the president's wife, then you should understand the scale of the company. There are nearly 1,000 employees here. Are all 1,000 of them supposed to get permission from the president? That's ridiculous, isn't it? The HR department mostly handles leave requests. It's not something the president is responsible for. Don't you know that? Shut up! Don't talk to me with that arrogant tone. You won't get away with this. Did you say Maldives? You don't belong there. I've never been there myself, but I know I deserve to be there instead of you. Book a flight now and come back immediately. Since I'm a nice person, I'll give you until tomorrow. If you don't come back by tomorrow, you know what will happen, right? I'll tell Carl to fire your husband. I'm not threatening you, okay? It's just that no one can resist my husband's authority. With just one word from Carl, your husband will be out of a job. That's enough. You should stop disrespecting me or else you'll be in big trouble. What? Don't make me laugh. What can you do, huh? I'm warning you. Don't you dare to cross me. Paid leave is my husband's right, so he doesn't have to come back tomorrow. That can't be right. What I say is absolute. Stop complaining and come back right now. Oh, don't forget to buy souvenirs for us, got it? You'll regret this. I warned you. Hey, Riley, what the hell is going on? I told you to come back, but you didn't. You disobeyed me, the president's wife. Just as I said, I asked Carl to fire your husband. He did it right away. But then, Carl was called in by the headquarters and he got fired instead. I don't understand. What the hell is going on? Don't tell me you had something to do with this. What made you think that? I'm just a commoner, right? You and your husband are superior, so why do you think we could do something? I don't know. You tell me. You told me something like, I would regret it if I disrespected you again. I've been thinking about why you were so confident to talk back to me. And then, this happened. And I thought you did something. Wow, I guess you were smarter than I thought. Excuse me? I just reported what happened. What do you mean? I'll tell you the truth now. Nate is the son of the president of the parent company of your husband's company. Actually, I didn't tell anyone about this. The son of the president of the parent company? You're lying. It's not a lie. It's true. Why is the president's son working as a regular employee at Carl's company? This is ridiculous. That's because his father assigned him to work as a regular employee. That company, when you consider the entire group, is pretty big, right? It's a large corporation with nearly 10,000 employees. From employees in subsidiary companies, there are various voices being raised about superiors not doing their jobs or being harassed. To investigate that, Nate was directly assigned by his dad, the president, to be transferred to all the subsidiaries for investigation. The investigation spanned several years, and your husband's company was the last one. So, does that mean Carl was investigated too? There wasn't any issue, right? Then why is he getting fired? I find it strange that you think there wasn't an issue. Nate said it's fine to delegate all the work to subordinates. But when there's a problem, Carl acts as if he doesn't know anything. Carl doesn't take any responsibility as president or blames others. He accuses his subordinates of going behind his back and making decisions without consulting him. On top of that, he transfers them to other departments. He even yells loudly in front of everyone. Nate was shocked by how outdated his management of the company is. Oh no! Even you were asking your husband to fire the people that you don't like. I reported that you are a person who brings personal life into the office. What the hell? I also reported that an employee was fired just because you got annoyed at your wedding. Why would you do that? We're sisters! Now you're saying that. You tried to get my husband fired. Even though we're enjoying our overseas trip, you told us to come back immediately, didn't you? Don't call me sister just because you're in trouble. Just to be clear, I'm different from you. I've never acted like a queen even once. Nate was just doing what he was assigned to do. I just helped him a little. Shut up! Don't act like a hypocrite. So you were after the money too. You looked at me with disgust when I said I was the president's wife, but you were the same. I'm not like you. I didn't marry Nate just because he was the son of the president. That's a lie. Don't give me that nonsense. It's not a lie. Until we decided to marry, I didn't know Nate was the son of the president. A lot of women like you went to him for money, which made him develop trust issues with women. He said sorry and mentioned he thought I might have been after his money at first. I realized he was going through a tough time with his past relationship, and it made me want to support and be there for him more. So I decided to quit my job. I wanted to be in his support role. I didn't marry him just because I wanted to be the president's wife. Don't tell me we're the same. It disgusts me. Oh no! Anyway, even if Carl gets fired from the company, it's not because of Nate. Nate just did what he was told. The decision was made by people from the parent company. So if you have any complaints, talk to them. Well, I don't think it's going to change the outcome. Oh my god! Carl really got fired! He used to be head over heels for me, you know? But now, he blames me. He doesn't even want to see my face anymore. He goes out drinking every day and comes back in the morning. When he passed out at the front door after returning home from drinking outside, I panicked and tried to wake him up. But he told me not to touch him and yelled that it was all my fault. Before I knew it, we hardly had any savings left. If he keeps spending on alcohol like this every night, we won't be able to afford to live. This is too much. That sounds tough. But that's not all. My mother-in-law even came over the other day. She confronted me, saying that I destroyed Carl's career. She told me I should start working to support Carl. I can't believe it. I've reached my limit and told his mom that I was thinking of divorce. But she said, after I destroyed Carl's career, I can't just leave him like that. I think partially your mother-in-law is right. Are you serious? Are you on my husband's and mother-in-law's side? It's not like I'm taking sides, but since you're a married couple, if your husband is struggling, you need to support him. You've been helped a lot until now, haven't you? Besides, it's your fault that you guys don't have any savings. My fault? Yeah, you're not working. Yet you have all those brand name bags and shoes for no reason. You probably made your husband buy them, right? But my husband is the president. I deserve to have that kind of thing. You see, even if he was the company president, if you spend money like that, it will disappear in no time. Even at your age, you don't understand such a thing? You don't have to say it like that. You wouldn't understand if I didn't say it, right? Besides, if your husband sees you working so hard for him, I'm pretty sure he will do his best to get back on his feet. I don't want that. I don't want to struggle. Riley, please, I want you to help me. Help you how? I want you to give me some money. If your husband is the president's son, you must be rolling in wealth, aren't you? Come on, sis, cut it out. I thought you were going to ask me to borrow some money, but now you're telling me I should give you some? You're not thinking about working at all? I don't know how to get a job. I don't think I could ever get a job. First of all, you're not working either. Look who's talking. That's because for us as a couple, we believe it's for the best. If my husband became unemployed, I'd work from morning to night. I will do anything to support him. Isn't that what marriage is about? And you don't know how to get a job? Why don't you figure that out on your own? I gave you a warning, right? I told you not to cross me. You did, but... If you had apologized back then, I would have kept quiet about you. But you were busy acting like a queen. You never listened to what I said. You brought this upon yourself, so deal with it yourself. Please, Riley, don't abandon me. Riley, help, please. After that conversation, I immediately blocked my sister's contact. Unable to divorce and with their savings depleted, my sister finally resigned herself to the fact that she had to work. I heard she started working as a cashier at a nearby supermarket. I was really surprised when I happened to see her. Bella, who always seemed so confident and acted like a queen, seeing her looking unsure and fidgety, I couldn't help feeling a little sorry for her, but I hope she learned some lesson. After Nate finished the assignment, his dad announced that he is retiring as president, and Nate will officially take over the company as a new president. I think my husband will be even busier from now on. But no matter what, I'll be by his side, supporting him every step of the way.